This
Good
conference
morning.
will now be recorded.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible? Can anyone confirm?
Yes,
Yeah, thanks. So hi, good morning. So yesterday we have seen how we have built a single domain report. So yesterday with one doubt, somebody has asked me regarding that question about how what do you mean by that include the user in PeoplesCope. Yeah, we are first we'll tell you the concept of that, and then we can start today with you know the second report type in table, which is called as cross domain reporting. Yeah, if you go here, so here this is called as include starting from user. So this actually often as I said, this usually interrelate with this particular option of team manager. So basically what happened, this option is only available for team view like this. So it means that, for example, somebody is running the report, do that user want their name should also be come in the report. So it means that if the team leader is running the report, do the team leader want that his name is also should appear in the report? For that reason, they have given this option available. If they want their name to become in the report, they just click on this, so the name will also appear in the report. So that is the logic of include starting from user, and it's only applicable for team view. If you click for matrix view and those views, custom views, and those you can see here, it's a freezed. It's only available for team view. All the things. So this is a logic and concept for this option called as include starting from user. In doubt here, any concern here about this logic?
thanks, Akash. It's clear.
Yeah, thank you. Just click on OK. Just click on report center. So yeah, so go to table report again. So basically what happened, we have seen yesterday how to build a single domain report. So as single domain report name itself, that we can we can build a report using a single module, and then get the report extract. So if you required, if you have a requirement, you want to build a report using two different domains, like two different modules, like you want report on employee central and performances, or you want employee central on or recruitment, so anything. So in that case, what we can do, we can use cross domain reporting. So in cross domain reporting, what happens, so you will build report using multiple domains which are available in the suite, and then when you do the report export, you will get the entire export in one single page. One single page means in this sheet you will get all the information. In this sheet you will get all the information of the report what you have built. And in case of multi-domain reporting, what will happen? For example, you have built a report using RCM and EC data. So the first page will give you the RCM data, and the second page will give you the EC data. So that is the basic difference between the two, the cross-domain and multi-domain. So let's see how we're going to build a cross-domain reporting. So again, for cross-domain reporting, click on the cross-domain, and then click on this drop down there. So I will take this module as a person employment as of date, for example, and now I'm going to click on select. So once you select, so you can see there we have one extra option available called as relationships. So what happened in cross domain reporting, in any analytics, if you want to merge two different tables into the one, in that case we need to link the primary keys, the keys which are uniform available. Even if you, for example, want to do VLOOKUP thing, in VLOOKUP also what we do, we just assign, we should have a two common rows there, and based on that two common rows you will fetch data from one sheet to another sheet. The same logic also be appeared here. So here what happened, they have given us a relationship where for example, if you taken for today's example, what we are doing, we are going to make a report on employee central and performances. In that case, we have two different tables. So we are going to link that table with the primary key or a uniform key. In that case, what we're going to do, that we're going to take a user ID from employee central and the subject to user ID from the performance management thing. So in that case, we'll have common key, and then we can apply a join. So joins are nothing but nothing but a process via which we are going to link the tables together via different modes. So basically, if you go to relationship here, so here we can see. Actually, I have not taken the domain there. So basically, here we have two joins available. One is inner join and left outer join. Yeah, so you didn't need to take worry about the joins. Keep the join what SAP has given. So there's no need to change that thing because SAP has given that intelligent way that depend upon the modules tables what you have taken in this particular report, it do the jinx it do the links automatically on its own. So there you didn't need to worry about. Yeah. So let's start how you are going to build a report. So for example, again with general information, I will just go and write the name there. Right now you can see there what is the report type, cross-domain report. By this you'll be able to understand whether the report is a cross-domain or multi-domain or single domain. But from outside from in the report center, there is no indicator saying that whether the report is single domain or multi-domain reporting. So if you so if somebody asks you what is the report type, so this is also interview question. So somebody has asked us, the question was going to be such like ki, you want to find out the report types. For example, they will ask you what is table report, and they will ask you what different types of table reports you have. After answering the question, then they will ask you another question that they want to find out which report type the report is built on in table report. How to find that thing? So just you can tell them that using under description under gender information, we have the field called as report type, which will give us information which report type the report is built on. People people used to skip this particular option, and then they will not able to recall this thing. So this is a very tricky question asked most of times in the most of the times in the interviews. Yeah. So in report name, I'll just give the report name as for today's like demo 301. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Then the description is depend upon your requirement, and then medium to high is again it's not that mandatory thing, and then remove styling. Same process what we have done for single domain reporting. Now, after doing this thing, I'll again come back to people, and then the most important thing is that first I have added the first table that is person employment as of date. Now I want to add the secondary table, and we can add here multiple tables. To adding a new table in the particular report, because right now this option is not there for single domain reporting. It's only going to be there for cross domain and multi domain reporting. So if you click on this add domain, now you can see we have these many domains available apart from the first one which we have taken. It will also be there, but we can take two tables altogether also. No, it's not like that. So whatever tables are there in the repository of table report would be come here. So for example, I want a performance management, choose this thing, then click on add. Now you can see we have added this table there. Now you can see we have another tab open up, that is a data that is called as data sets. So basically this option is only available for compensation CVP reports and PMGM reports, or the report which has forms basically. So we'll come to this part afterwards. So now we have done that thing. I have added that particular, the additional domain. So you can see that from here. See here we have taken the domains. The first domain is person employment as of date, and second domain is performance management. So again, what I will do, go to people, and then I'll go to refine criteria. Once I come and click here, so again the same option we will have team manager. So you want to login user or you want to have have an individual name. So in that case, by default, keep the value as login as a user. And then again we have these many options available. So this will again I will just explain this thing again to you. And so here team view, matrix view, a custom view, HR reports, and other filters. So by default always keep other filters. So other filters means that you will able to run the report depend upon what target population is set for you. Depend upon that you can see data in your report extract. But if you choose team view, in that case what happen, you can able to get the data depend upon the team leaders, reportees. For example, report is built and they have keep this option called as team view, and the report is shared with some user, and that user is a team leader. Then he can able to see only data of his reportees, not not his data. And or in that also, if he want to see his own data in the report, in that case just click on this option called as include starting from user. So this will help him to get his data in the report what is fetching. Same with the matrix reports. So if individual is a matrix manager, then and the report is shared with him, and then he can only see data of his own reportees. Same way for custom reports. So it's depend upon if he's custom manager, then he can see the report of his own reportees only. And if he's not a custom manager, not a HR manager, sorry, not a matrix manager or a team leader, then in the report is blank for him. So that is the reason we want the report to be uniform, and we don't know who's going to use that reports. It's depend upon the conditions and those things. So it's better option to choose as option as other filters, and let the RBB define what data should come in the report. It will easier for us to track the the audit purposes, all the things. So say, if something bad happens, you can able to get and see and check the RBPs what is happening there. So same way like HR report is that, for example, if you are HR manager, then you can able to see what report is you have, and they can only able to see the data of their report is. So this is concepts of a people scope, a scope. Any doubt here, guys? Again, I will ask the question. Anything you're not able to understand? Because this is again a question to be asked in interviews about the scope, because it's so uniform throughout the suite. It's not only be here. This scope is also also there in table reports, canvas reports, and also in story reporting. It's going to be throughout uniform throughout the suits or report we have. Just they have given a change in their look wise, but the concept is going to be same. So doubt any concern here, guys? Anything that need to be understood or not? That need to repeat it again here? Okay. So now getting the things done. So I will click on other filters, and then I want to click on OK. So if you want to have add inactive users, then click on this and get the also that users, inactive users. And then I click on OK. So now the second step has completed. Now we go to third step. So as I mentioned that this step will only appear when you have taken a module which comes with the forms. Basically, forms come with like SPCDP. We have PMGM and goal management side, and we have CDP reports. So in that case, we have forms. So here, what we click on this select templates. So whatever forms are configured in the system, which will appear here. And now you're going to decide from which form you want to have data in your report. Okay, I just want to have data for 2024 performance review. Okay, and now I'm going to click on OK, and then you can see here the name will appear here again. Will tell us what form we have taken for this particular report, and then the next step is going to be columns. So again, it's going to same thing. So here we have two options available to select columns. The first option that which table which we have taken as a primary one, the first one, and then this is the second one. So if you want to choose the fields there, again just come here and click on select columns. Yeah. Once we have going to come and select columns, and then I'll choose the fields in the report. For example, I want to have employee, this thing. I want to have birth, first name, last name, event date. No, not required event date. Yeah, first name, last name, qualification, result match, gender, preferred languages, initial, second tile. Then we have, let's take some job information fields. I will take it as job info. Sorry, my bad. Legal entity. Yeah, we'll take a job title, job code, business unit, division, department. Take this location, cost center. Take it as employee class, regular temporary employee class, and yeah, so on. So I have taken those fields and now click on done. Now you can see whatever fields you have taken, it will appear here. And then I want to edit columns again for this. So again, I will click on the option called as select columns, and then you can see we have seen the table for performance management. So we have these many options available. So I want to have the ratings there. Go to performance. I want to have performance overall rating, description. Then I want to have calculate overall performance and rating description. So I click on done. So now you can see that we have these many options available. Now I want to rearrange the things. We can just go back and rearrange columns. Option is there also available. So right now you can see that whatever tables we have taken, the first table we have taken as a personal employment. So the first initial data will come for them, and then next for the next table what we have taken. So for example, you want to rearrange the thing, just click on those things here and drag and drop in this option. Via this option, you can just go and change your, the sequences what we want to have. It's as simple as that. Even if you want to see what data you're taken in this, or what fields you're taken in the report, you can just go to rearrange column and see the fields in one glance. Because if you want to see the what data you're taken in the report, and if you're taking more data, so this is not that convenient enough, to get to see data what you're taken in the report. So for that, what you can do is that, so here you can see that thing. It's not convenient to go back and see. So even if you have want to see as a requirement that you want to see what fields of tech, for example, you have a requirement whereas you want to see, you want to do some changes in the pre-configured reports, and there is a big report. They have taken around 20-30 fields in the table report. So it's not that kind of easy and convenient to just come to this option and just drag and drop. Just scroll down the option and see what data is there in the report or what fields are taken in the report. So the best option is that just go and click on rearrange columns. Once you click on rearrange column, so there you will get all the fields which what were taken in the particular report. So in this way, it's easy and convenient. Even you can take a snip of this and keep it handy with you. So this is another option you can use. This reason why you can use this option called as rearrange columns. Yeah. So right now I have just done the rearrangement, all the things. So I will just click. I want to have performance ratings. I want to have the name should become up. I want the rating should be down. Just hover over this thing. Description. Rating. Here we have description, rating. Now click on S. Okay. So now what I have done that thing, I have taken the fields. So initially the first step is that give the name of the particular report. Second step is that define the scope and always take scope as other filters. Then if you're taken as a PMGM or CVP reports, you will get option called as data sets. In this option, you can choose which template or which form on which you want to build this report. And then we have column. So in this field, we'll just go back and select the columns what we want to have. And then I'll also do some this color enable distinct, and then we have option there. So the next step is the configuration. So here again, so I have not taken a date field, so I'll just take one date field again and I'll explain you that thing again. Edit. Done. Yeah. So right now go to configuration. So we have two options under configuration. The first option called as data type configuration, and the second option has called as show value ID configuration. Using the first option, which is data type configuration, we can change the date field in whether in timestamp or normal value. So I'll give a use case for this. For example, we have recently got an issue whereas we have built a Canva a story reporting, and in story reporting by default, even the field is not timestamp, the field is coming in the timestamp value, and the customer don't want to have a timestamp there, and we have seen all those things, but we are not able to remove that particular timestamp from the story reporting even after building custom reports, custom field or formula. But once we build a custom field, custom formula again, then also we are not able to get the required data what we want to have in the date field. So basically what happened, then we don't have option. So customers has that requirement, and he don't want to have those things in the story reporting, so we have restricted to SAP, and those things, the things are going on. But still meantime, as a secondary option, what we have done that, then we have go back and go for, we have only two options with us. Either we can build report on Canvas, or we can build report on table report. So in Canvas report also, only in a detailed reporting we can do that thing. If you go in advanced reporting, we cannot have an option to change the date into timestamp. So we only have two reports via which you can take the we can just change the date into timestamp or normal date. That is table report, and in Canvas is also called as detailed reporting. We have only two options. So if you get something like this requirement, then you can choose a report type to build the report on. First is table. If, for example, you don't require any custom MDFs, you want to only have plain data in the report, like all job information data, in that case, you can just come and build a table report. But in case you have, custom requirement, whereas, to build some formulas, you have to rearrange the field. No, sorry, you need to relabel the fields and those things. In that case, you can use a option called as Canvas. In Canvas also, you can only use option called as detailed reporting. So this is the use case of this. Sometimes, the system will throw unnecessary errors and those things. So in that case, as a backup, until unless your report is get rectified from SAP side, you can use those options as a backup so that the work will not stop. Work will do start completely. Yeah. So this is a use case here again. So if you want particular date into timestamp or date thing, just come and click here. Basically, don't take in timestamp, because if you take the report in timestamp, you will get multiple duplicacy rules also, because there may be a three records with same date, same time, but the times is different by a minute or second. So even if it is small change, so the report will take that field as a separate field. And again, you will get multiple duplicacy in your report unnecessarily. Unless and until it's totally required, don't take this. Don't take try to take a date field into a timestamp. So I've just taken that field to date and click on OK. Now we have the next option called as show value ID configuration. So this will help you understand whether you want the particular value, you want to have ID of that particular field or want to have label of the particular field. So again, as I said, so if you want to have, the requirement, whereas you want to have IDs and those things to build taken in the report, best option is that go and build report via a story or a Canvas. And in Canvas also, we take advanced reporting as a report type. Yeah. So here, if you want to change that thing, so for example, for qualification, you want to have the IDs of the qualification, not the label. Then click on this. So same thing for both the things. Yeah, and then I click on OK, because I don't want that thing to happen there. And then you can see there we have next option for filters. So guys, any doubt, any concern here, anything that need to be repeated, not understood till this step?
Akash, about data sheets, can you tell again?
Yes, yes. Is the bigger
Data sheets.
dataset? Okay, here this option. Okay.
Yeah.
So in dataset, what actually happens? So for example, this field will appear only if you have a forms attached to a particular module. Like forms, we like PMGM, we have forms assigned. We every year we make some forms quarterly, depend upon how the company works. So basically, we have the appraisal forms every end of the year. So in PMGM, what
Mm-hmm.
happened? Once your goal has been set, and on that goals you're going to the forms have been built, and based on that forms, the form will route to every individual, and there are various steps in that forms. For example, the forms will first go to a user employee, then the employee will give the self rating, and then it move back to the manager, and then again come back to him, and at the end it has been approved by the manager there in the company. So it's a long process. So for that we have built some forms. So every year they are
Mm-hmm.
going to build new forms. So whatever forms are there in the report will come under and under the data sets. So there are these forms are built in this particular system, So now you will
Okay.
decide on which form you want to build report on. So right now I have taken this form. So in my report, the data will come from this form only, not from other forms, because we don't
Okay.
require to see what data is there for last 2 years. We only want to see what requirement, what rating has given for this particular year, or you want to compare the 2 years rating. So in that case, you can choose two this thing options there, like this thing, and then
Okay,
click
that
the
means
OK.
it's used for only PMGM module.
Yeah, PMGM and CVP. So under the CVP
Okay.
model, it's a comp module. So there we have employee sheet now. So there also we make forms
Okay.
there. There two models we
Okay.
take.
Yeah.
Only if you're taken that two modules, then only you will able to see this option of data sets, or else this
Okay.
option will not appear in the report itself. So we have seen
Oh,
that thing in the first report yesterday. So there we don't have this option.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Correct.
only there because we have taken PMGM thing.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
So yeah, any other question, guys? Anything?
Uh, do we have an option to get the output in a vertical way for one employee if there are multiple forms selected in the same report? Let's say for 2023 and 2024 and 2025. So
So
instead of
there,
getting each and every year in a single row, I mean separate rows, is there any way that we can get
yes, yes,
everything in a
yes,
single
yes,
row?
yes, yes, yes. So for that, this report type will not suffice, not will come, will not work. So because here we
Oh,
can only
okay.
we cannot do multiple things. So what you can do if you have that requirement now, usually PMGM has that requirement. They don't want to have multiple rows. They all want to have the column side. So there, what you can do, you can either use Canvas report or story reporting. So in Canvas also, what you can do, you can build a formula that rating that if the description is value is this, then the value should come as a rating and those things. Or else what you can do, you can make a pivot report. So there are two
It
two
ha
options via which you can get that thing done, one row, one column.
uh, you mean to say Canvas and the detailed one, or is it
Yeah, yeah,
advanced one?
detailed one, detailed one, detailed one,
Detailed.
detailed,
Okay.
detailed one, and a story. You can make a pivot of that thing.
So this is applicable for all the modules for a table, like where we can't get output in columns instead of rows.
No, what happened? All report by default you get option in the columns only. So you need to modify your report if you want to have that thing into a column wise. But only Canvas
Uh,
report and story report can have the option to do the modification. But table report don't have that option to do modification. So there, what happened?
uh,
We use formulas there. For example, just saying example. That for example, you have pay components. We have multiple pay
yeah, yeah,
components. So
yeah,
there you
yeah.
can use a pivot report or you can use formula, if and else formula, saying that if the pay component is this, the value should come as amount. So you can make multiple formulas there, or else what you can do, you can duplicate your table and just apply filter on that pay component, those things. So these are some options available in terms of getting the values one row, one value, and column wise. But those options are not available in table reports. Table reports only operational reporting, simple operational reporting, nothing else.
Oh, okay.
Yes, guys. Any other question? Yeah. So I will just go to next part, that is filters. So right now you can see here under filters we have two options available. A group one, and so here we have two options, that is first filter for personal employment, second filter is for performance management. So basically here, guys, try to give the same filters, or else, or you can give both different filters. But for example, if you give the filter of like here you want to apply filter on legal entity or something like that, you know and then try to get from subject user information that the legal entity from here also. So what happen if you not take that thing, it may sometime conflict the things. So we'll showcase you this thing, yeah, no worries. So come to refine criteria. Now for example, I want to have filter on employee status or legal entities. This option, now click on this. I want this. Now I want this option as a runtime filter also. Choose there. Now click on done. Same way, I'll just come here and take another example. Cancel. Let's see, I come here and take it as a subject here. My subject form, subject we have here all the job information thing. So want to have legal entity there somewhere down. Okay, here we don't have legal entity, so I will take another example. Okay, I will take what is there available in this state system. Usually we have whatever data is there in the job information, we get all those data here by default. There's no worry with that thing. I will take it as some others, like we have take it as a subject department. I will take it as example and I'll choose that rule as, and I take some department like those things. Or I keep everything. What I will do here, I will choose everything and I will take it as a user prompt. Select all and user prompt. And the same way what I will do here, just go back and define criteria. By default, I will just remove this and take it also as a department. Yeah, department. Click on this. Select all. User prompted. And done. Yeah, I've taken all department here. Click on done. See what happened. For example, if you're taking department 2 as an example, both the side as a common thing. So what happened if you take the departments for here? If you take some different values as department, and if you take a different values here, so what happened? There will be happen a contradiction will happen. So because what is going to be there? So report will not able to fetch the things correctly because we have linking two tables together. But one table you're asking some other filters, other table want to have other filters. So in that case, what will happen? There will be happen a data truncation that you will not able to get the entire fields in your report. So in that case, in terms of cross domain reporting, always trying to have a similar filters both the tables as yeah. So this is a thumb rule in terms of doing the filtering option in terms of cross domain reporting, or else apply filter on one particular side, either on this or either on this thing. So it's also going to work in that fashion. But if you're taking the two same fields as a filter, and if you give this as separate, this a separate thing, then again it's going to be unnecessary errors in the report. So this thing you need to able to understand while applying filters in the cross domain reporting and multi domain reporting. In multi domain reporting, by default, okay, we are going to have two different set of tables there, so there the things will not that matter. But in cross domain reporting, the things will matter. So this is the way. So here, as I said earlier, if you want to give a static filter, you can give from here. So if you want to, the filter need to be used as a runtime filter. In that case, what you can do, you can just go back and click on this and just use option called as user prompted. Just define criteria. So this is again an
Akash,
interview question. Yeah.
so I want to extract employee data from the employee center and I want to see only the 2024 performance review template, the overall calculated rating and panel rating. So,
Mm-hmm.
so in this case, second domain, why should we comment the department?
Mm, no, no, even not common department. So in that case, by default, you have apply the filter here in the forms in the data sets. Here by default you have chosen to the 24 form. So by default in your report will only get that information for the employees and those things only for that thing. But what happens sometimes you also want to apply so this is going to be throughout the organization. For example, you only want to see those data only for like some set of departments. You don't want to see data for other departments. In that case, what happened? The people will go back and apply filter on department. So what happened? They accidentally what they do? They apply filter on department here also and here also. So either you can use department by default here, or skip this thing. If you are taken department both the sides there, so you should able to take that thing, because then you should only take. See what happens sometime by mistakenly people has used to those things. So what they will do, they just come back, and this is the common errors happening in building the reports. So what will do, they'll come and apply department as a filter here. Again they'll come and apply department as a filter. So if you done this condition by both the sides, so in that case you also take the same values in both the sides. So that is a question, that is a remark I'm saying. If you
What
remove
would
this.
happen
Hmm,
if what would happen if the data is mutually exclusive, available
so
in
it is.
employee central and not available in PM performance? So, for example, social insurance for Malaysia. So, I'm
Mhm.
using for selecting from the employee central ID type. But in performance, it's not available. So, what shall I do?
So in that case you can apply filter from that only, na first PMGM, sorry, is
Yeah.
this
So,
side.
it's not mandatory, right?
Yeah, it's not mandatory, it's not mandatory. I'm just saying a use case where people do mistakes, because we used to get lots of queries and support for solving these issues. They're saying, oh, data full data is not coming in the report. The report is showing very less amount of data. The data is mismatching and those things. So these are common errors happen. So I'm just telling the common errors
Okay.
usually happens. In that case, you just go and apply filter on, for example, just remove this, apply filter on this. By default, you get data for that particular region only. Because we are joining this table via primary key plus with joins. So by default, it will respect that thing. What filters you are given to this particular department. But again, I'm just telling you the mistake and the errors usually happen. People tend to have the mistakes. Hope I answer your question.
Yes, Akash. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. So we'll just take it as example department all values, and okay, just keep it as same thing. So it's very simple in terms of filtering. Same thing. We have two filters: static filter, runtime filters. So again, the question will ask. See, for example, you have want to build a report and you want to give the runtime filters. So which report type will you use to to get the runtime filters? And what options are there and how you to apply runtime filters. So in that question, the answer is all report type supports runtime filters. People sometimes don't know that table report has a runtime filter, application. So for runtime filter, want to have those things, always click on this option called a, sorry, my bad. Just a minute, I will take a option like it's just for example, I will take this thing. So always take option called a user prompted. So if and then if you say yes, then it will ask you where from which option you can give the runtime filter option for table and those things. For canvas is it's a simple thing that they have given by default as a runtime filter option under the edit option. But in story on but table people tend to skip that thing. So under user prompted will help us to take the particular option as a runtime filter in table reports. So this is a very tricky question and asked most of the interviews. And then yeah, so this is via option via which you can give the runtime filter option. So I have taken those filtering things are here, and and then I go to relationship. So if you come here, you can see here we have taken two tables. The first table just called as person employment as of date. Now this is second table. Okay, and then for example you want to have inner join. Click here, we have two options available: inner join, left outer join. So inner join means that the common data between the two tables. And if you take left outer join, it means that all data from the left hand side and the common data between the two. So in this case, we want to common data between the two. And so that is the reason SAP by default taken as inner join. So don't change this particular join. Keep the join what SAP has given, because because SAP has that intelligence in this tool that it will take the more, links depend upon models we are choosing. So there's no need to change that thing. Again, as a primary key, always take user ID. So here by default they have taken as a user id. If for example this will not have the option called a user id, then you can just go back and change from here. But by default SAP also have that intelligence to take the right primary key. So here also you don't need to worry. But in canvas report sometime we need to change those things, that user id is not matching with the next user id. So in that case you need to go back and change these things here and there, and just go and check and match the primary keys from both the modules, both the domains. So here I'll just keep the things as it is, what is there. And so here we can have option called I have another relation. You can have another relation here like this. And like person employment and person employment user id and those things. But basically we don't require lots of relations. We require one relation is enough for us to to get the data as required. I remove this thing, and then you can see under the preview. So any doubt here, guys? So it's a pretty simple thing. So just keep the things as it is what SAP has given. See in preview, if data is not coming in the report as we want, then what you can do, you can just go back and change the user ID. So here we have all the users is ID from all the domains here. Just go back and check each and user ID and just go and test whether the data is coming in the report or not. But SAP has given by default, depend upon which user is going to link with the two tables together. So there you just need to don't do anything, just come back and see what is there, and then just go and click on preview. Once you click on preview, see right now is there, data is not coming. Yeah, so it's not working, so we need to go back and check in the, so here you can see here this report is not having the values. Okay, because we have taken, I'll just do one thing. Just try to remove this first and then, yeah. So what you can do, just go back and see the preview first. Then we can apply filters. Okay, no concern filters things. Yeah, so what I can do, just go back and change relation to like this and then see, not working. Used to work, just a minute. I'll just see preview. So it's going to be activity wherein you can just go back and check each and everything which table is going to link with this system info. So work, I will check that thing. So just a minute. Users ID dependent, no. Yeah, we have.
When you remove the data set of that template,
Yes, yes,
that could be
yes.
the
It may be. Just we take 4 values. Yeah, it may be because they might not have data there. It's also maybe the reason. I'll take multiple things. I'll take the previous ones, 2022, 2021. Yeah, they may. Yeah, it may also the reason the filtering not working now. Yeah, it may be also the reason. Thanks. I'll take this info and just preview. Maybe the reason. So first reason may be the filtering option. Second, yeah, is coming. Yeah. So what is the reason? The issue was that the link was working properly, but the data set option. So in that case, what to do? The first step is that if you're applying the link, the data is not coming correctly, then do one thing. First, go and remove the filters, and then check that thing, and then see those things. So basically, here what mistaken I have taken is that I have taken the form, but the form didn't have data in this because it's a dummy data. So this report will not have that data thing. So these two things we do first, and then we can just go back and check the links. After that, also the link, the data is coming as a blank, so it means the link issue. Then by default, you just go back and change the links as given there. So by default, see here we have lots of user ID dependent tables there, like person employee, we have user ID and those things, but we want user ID from job information. So that so it's come from this information, and subject user ID is common thing is going to throw out same in the PMGM site, and then you can just go back and apply the filters. So you can do this step. So basically it will not happen. So by default you go to steps in the main system of yours in production, you will have data for all the forms. So you can just follow the same approach, you'll get that data thing. So there in your production system you will not have much issue in terms of filtering and those things, because data would be there in the your system. So because it's a dummy system, so that is the reason we need to we need to do this thing to and fro. But your system, the data will be there. Just follow same steps. So there you did not need to go back and do filters afterwards and do those things. Apply filters first and go to this option called as relationship, and by default you'll get the data there. Because right now it's a dummy system, so yeah, there has been a issue with the data things. So I'll just go back and apply filter here. Just want to showcase you how it look like. I'll take it as a department or a country or anything. Just a minute. General, will take it as example. User prompted and click on done.
Yeah, Gus, what is
Yeah.
user prompted?
So user prompted means that it will help us to take the filter as a runtime filter. So basically we have two filters in reporting. One filter called as static filter, next filter called as runtime filter. So runtime filter means that while running the report, you will get the filtering option, and then you can apply filter depend upon your requirement and get the report data. So make that report fields as a runtime filter. We can use option called as user prompted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Cancel. Yeah. Now I want to click on done. Yeah. Now in this way, now you can see here in the preview. You can see here like this. In this way, we'll get the data thing in your report. This still here we get data for Employee Central, and this will get data for your PMGM site. Click on close. And now I click on save and go and click on return. If you want to generate the report, you can generate from here also. And go, we click on generate, click the report generated. Just go to back to report center. Now I can showcase you how to run the report. So when you run the reports, you have three options. Either just click on this report, click on this option called as run, or click on edit and run. So just go and click on the report name. It's the easy and most convenient way to run the report. So right now you can see right now you can see here we have this information, and now we have this option called a gender as a runtime filter. So now I want to build or run the report. I click on edit. Now I want to see only want to have data of female or male to run my report. So we'll get that information there. So this is the use case of runtime filters. How many so here you can apply lots of runtime filters, not like this department, division, all those things. So what is the use case of runtime filter? So it will make your reports not static thing. So for example, what we have seen that we have a same common report, but we have multiple version of that report. What people do, they make a report, go inside, change the filter to their legal entities or their division and those things, then again duplicate the report. So in that case you have multiple same report with multiple different names in the repository. So doing all that hard work, you can make a common report and then allow users to set their own filters while running the report. So it will make your report more usable, and in that case you don't have much issues in terms of that. What happen if you have multiple reports with the same name, same thing, so is the different names with the same logic and same build? So there's no use of those things unnecessarily now, because again it's a headache for you. Something bad happened with in the report, you just go back and see all those reports and those activities in terms of resolving the errors. But we have a common report and give multiple runtime filters, and this will also help the users to get the things done depending upon their requirements. So what happened if you don't use runtime filters, then user need to take the entire report extract, and again it will take time to take the report extract, because if it has lot amount of data, and then again they will go back and do the filtering offline. But using the runtime filters, what will happen? They will choose filters what they want. So in that case, by default the data will come less in the report, and then the activity of theirs after applying filters after taking the report export will going to minimize. So they just go apply filters here and get the report export and then use the report directly. No need to go back and apply filters offline afterwards. So this is use case of runtime filters. And now I'll just click generate reports here. So here we can download things, run online, download CSV, run offline. So what is going to happen? So if you have lot amount of data in your report, so by default the report will go to run offline. So run offline means that it will go to report, will go to the under view schedules, and it will take some time to get your report, extracted or completed, and then you can download the report. So if you click on run online, you will click here, you'll go to the page, what the page we have seen under the generate report. And then here we have option whether you want to download the report in CSV, Excel, or PDF, and those things. And now just click on this option CSV. Example, we get the report extract in CSV. So it's been open. So it will get downloaded in your section. Yeah. So right now you can see that particular report will come in one single sheet, all data. Yeah. But if you take a multi-domain reporting, if you're taken that thing, your first sheet will give the information of your EC, and the next sheet has given the information of your, the PMGM side. Yeah, I'll just cancel to this, return to reports. So this is the way by which you can build your cross-domain reporting. So things are similar, nothing else, just some additional steps that you need to follow in terms of domain selection, in terms of data set selection, in terms of relationships. So guys, in doubt, any concern till here?
Uh, yeah, hi
Yeah,
Akash. This is Ravi. I have a couple of
yeah,
questions.
yes.
Uh, as I see that we have multiple options for selecting user ID, but as of my knowledge, I know that we use one ID across the system, across the
Yes.
modules as well.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
generates in Employee Central and goes to the talent modules. So why we have so many options as a system user ID, person ID in the
Because
dropdowns?
yeah, because we have taken that domain now. Because if under person employment domain we have person information table, we have job information table, we have all those tables. So because
So
of
it's
that,
like a
the data is coming.
it's more likely a driving table, you mean to say?
Yeah. It's a driving table only because it's the first table we have taken. So what going to happen is what so EC we can see person ID throughout the system. Like
Yeah,
if you're taking the
yeah, I
person
understand.
table, yeah. So that is the reason it's coming as
It
duplicate that way. Multiple will come there. So,
okay.
yeah, it's common across the report suite. So even if you
I
go to
understood.
a Canvas report, they have those things. But you can see
Hmm.
that under PMGM we only have subject user ID as a common thing.
I understand. Yeah, talent models has only
Yeah,
one ID. Yeah,
yeah,
EC will have one.
it depends.
Yeah. So my second question, so as you mentioned that the inner join will always is recommended where it will go and check the similar data between two modules and bring the output. So, and you also mentioned that left join will always look for the left table which has been selected in the report. So
Yeah.
what if I selected left table as a performance and then right table as a EC? So in that case, the driving table will be PMGF.
Yes. You can do that thing. So what happened? So every time the join will not be inner. So by default, SAP will have that intelligence. Then they see what happened right now. We have taken EC and PMGM. So if you're taken left outer join, so you will get the data for all data for from EC side and the matching data between the two. So you will get the values for that. You don't have ratings also. So you will get multiple unnecessary records in your report. So that is the
Uh,
reason they have taken the inner join. So if you're taken PMGM as a primary table and you're taken the employee central as a secondary one, so it's doable. So what happened? SAP by default will give you the joins for you. You don't need to go back and change the join unless and until that join is not working for you. But 95% case, the join what SAP has given pre-default is going to work for you. So what we have seen. So it's not mandatory that
Uh,
it's going to only inner join. So for example, if you change the domains, like if you're taking the RCM side or something, the domain will change, the link will change. For example, if you take an example, in story reporting, you can see there. In story reporting, by default, the biographical has a left outer join there. They don't have inner join. So these thing happens. So depend upon what you want as a report export, you can use your own logic also if required. If that would suffice the requirement, but I personally think we don't require to change those things because using the links joins what SAP has given is going to suffice our requirement and it's working fine for us. So that is the reason I personally don't go and check on those things unless and until that join is not giving me the right values what I want, what I'm expecting. But we only have two options of joins now. So basically inner joins for these models helps a lot. But yeah, again, so if you're taken PMGM as a driving module, so yeah, it's okay for you. You can take all the values from your left hand side table and then matching between the two. You can do that thing. So it's different use cases. So it's not like that mandated to do the same thing. I'm just telling you you the logic. So depend upon your requirement, you can change your logics. You can make a PMGM as primary, secondary, and change join and those things. Get the report extract. It's doable. It's not any harm in that, and it's not a proper step. Yeah, it's not the only step to do those things. You can use your own logic also here. Not that, it's not that required to be go through the same logic what I showcase right now to you.
okay. Have you experienced anything before to use left join in the table?
No, I didn't use. Yeah, we have used left joins, but so for example, if SAP has given the left join, I have used that thing. I never go and
No,
change those things.
no. I'm asking in your experience, have you
Yeah,
come across any
once we have done
scenario that you
story reporting. Yeah, story reporting, what happened, we are not able to get
not
data
in
in the
story
report.
table?
Table,
No,
no,
in
table, no.
table.
Table, we're not experiencing it. I just keep as it is. In table, we don't go for cross-domain reporting, especially I'm saying. In
Mm-hmm.
if I want to build a cross-domain reporting, I either go to Canvas or the
Yeah,
story part because they have
yeah,
much
yeah,
more functionality there as compared to table.
yeah.
So yeah, because
Mm.
this depend because table I personally only use for the single domain and do the functionality. But if
Yeah,
I have
understood.
requirement, I'll just go to Canvas and story for that. In story, I have the exam, have use case there where if using, what happened, we are taken table, we are not getting the right data in the report. So we have changed the
Mm-hmm.
domains, we have changed from to inner to left outer join, then I get able to get entire data in the report. So in the data mismatch issue, In that case only we just go and change the joins to one to inner to or what SAP has given. Otherwise, in my case, like working for so many years, I never go and change those things, links and those things, keep as it is. And for my case, it's really work fine because SAP has that intelligence in terms of giving the link is in correct way. So yeah, at least we can rely on this for SAP.
Yeah. Okay. So I have one more question. So if I take PMGM as a primary and TC as a secondary table in my output,
Mhm.
so the primary table is having only one user ID, that is subject user ID from PMGM. So
Mhm.
what should I select the ID for EC?
You see from job information only, the person that we are choosing there for first,
But
the job
the
information.
driving table is PMGM, right? So I don't want, I mean, like how system, I mean, what information that brings. I mean, if I take person, if I take job, I mean, how it differs.
So what I want to happen, so for example, if you're taking a person information table and those things, so you will, so whatever data is there under person information, only get data will fetch in your report, all those user IDs. So basically what happened, will not have any harm in that thing. So what happened, the user ID and person ID is different. So the individual person ID is going to
No,
be different than user IDs.
if
So in
I
that case,
selected,
yeah.
if I selected multiple fields in all the sections like personal information, two fields, job information, two fields.
Mhm.
So, and PMGM is a driving table. So how, I mean, how I mean the data can, I mean how the data will be pulled up, like is it depend on the job or it depends on the person, like
So
how
the
it's going
first
to
thing
be.
is that so what happened if you're taking the two tables, by default SAP will give the linkage primary tables. What is there is correct, and just you go and see in
Uh-huh.
preview. So if you go in preview and
Okay.
see that what data is coming report not correct, then only what you can do, you can choose the rest option. So what data will come, I will not give you the so I can't commit on that what data will come in your report as extract, because it's
Mm-hmm.
different from different because it's going to differ from system to system. So basically what happened, see, so as a thumb rule, if you're taken a PMGM as a module first, then EC a second module. So by default, SAP
Mm-hmm.
will give you a primary link, the user ID from the subject user ID from PMGM and the user ID from the EC side. And by default is going to be from job information by default. Then if you go to
Reason
preview
for
and
job information, because when you have a multiple entity in employee central, you have a personal employment, so on and so forth. But your HRIS sync is starting from job information. So eventually you should use in your logic, PMGM is a left to right EC. So job information sys ID you must use it actually.
yeah, I mean,
The
it
sync
be
will happen from all the areas, right? Not only from job, right?
But your HRIS sync is begin from job information to your talent module, which is your job information sys ID. So same logic we should apply.
so Ravi, one thing here, I'm just
Okay,
as a
that's
thumb rule,
fine. Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying as some rule. So what is going to happen? Reporting is all but testing purposes, testing
Ah,
and
yeah, yeah. That's why I'm just asking. I mean, I just got
yeah, yeah.
it to my mind. I'm just checking.
Yeah, no worries. As a
Maybe if you
technical
had.
perspective from EC side, so it may be right answer. From reporting perspective, I'm saying as a reporting side. So what we as a personnel do is that we never touch with the joins what SAP has given. The joins what SAP has given, use that to get the data. As a technical perspective or how
Yeah.
EC side, yeah, thank you for Raj for the answer. But yeah, so this is the way we used to work, we build reports and because if it didn't work for us, we just go back and change the joins and those things. But yeah, with using those joins and those links, it works for us, and we don't go back and unnecessarily go and change the joins and take, because we at the end we want the data in the report come correctly. That is
Yeah.
my
Yeah. Yeah.
outcome as
Yeah.
a reporting guy. So
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
we don't check whether which table or which going to get that answer. My outcome should be get suffice. I should get the report extract what I want. Yeah, so using this approach I never get any errors or no mistake or complaint from customers saying that the data is not coming rightly in the report also.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, anything else guys? I need
So
to discuss
Akash,
one more topic.
so
Yeah,
you never faced any limitation on this relationship uh, tab.
we have
Uh,
face relationship mean, like for example, we want to build a cross domain reporting between a position table and the position and this the recruitment thing. If you're taking a position as a primary table and recruitment as secondary table, so position and recruitment doesn't able to get a cross domain reporting. So there are some modules also, there are some, if, for example, if you want to make some modules like what we have found in there, the position and RCM doesn't fit information. So the requirement was they want the position information because RCM don't have the position ID there. So we are trying to make a recruitment as a primary domain and secondary as a position and get the position ID from the EC site and those things. But for us, it's not working. It's going to giving as a blank value slate there throughout. So when go to SAP and SAP mentioned that thing, it's not advisable to make a cross domain reporting between position and recruitment. So in that case, what they ask us that to make a custom field called from position ID as custom field in RCM and the job requisition, get that field from there. So there are some scenarios whereas the cross domain reporting will not work properly. But for that, you can use story reporting, because story reporting, what happened by default, it will have the links or tables which are going to get, for example, if you take job information as primary table, so by default it will show up all the tables via which on which you can build the report on as a cross domain reporting. So your the filtering part has been done in terms of story reporting. Yeah, so this is
But
a
the position is a generic object, right? MDF. So
yeah
it does not show up in the table, right? If I understand correct.
the position ID is there for job information is there, na? And the job information you have the
Job
position.
information. Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
get
I'm
you.
saying that
Yeah.
thing only. Yeah, for job information, or even in the canvas also we have seen that thing. So in canvas we have the option earlier before story, I'm saying before story come in picture, we have those requirements. So we have built in canvas. So in canvas also we have taken that thing. So we are getting errors, blank slate there. We are not able to see any data using all those primary tables, and all the joins still is blank for us. So then we have got to SAP, and SAP mentioned that thing. So right now with the story, this issue has been minimized. So if you have that requirement, just go and build, make story, and make reporting story in terms of cross domain things, because there by default they will give tables which are interlinked to the particular driving table. So they will not give any table which is not interlinked there. So by default your one filtering has been done there. So this is a major use case I can tell as example where it didn't work properly.
Thank you.
So just showcase the last option, that is a pivot reporting in table. So pivot reporting means that I want to have information like you want to have like this is my legal entities. I want to have count of the users as per my legal entities, or I want to have count of my users in terms of like gender specific thing. So here we can only choose one dimension or one label and one measure. So how to do that thing? So we can, so earlier same question, same thing again. So most people don't know how to make, what we know that we can only make a pure reporting only in canvas or story reporting, but in table also have that functionality to build that thing. So again, if somebody has asked you the question interview whether you can make a table report, we make a pure report in table, most of them will say no, but yes, we can do that in pure thing. So we'll tell you how to do that thing. So what I will do, I'll just go to same report here, just edit that thing, or no worry, I'll just go back to the another report and make a new one for you, so we'll have better understanding. Select, I'll go to the cross domain where it is a single domain. I'll take it as an example, like for example, person employment as of date, and select. And so what is my outcome? I want is that I want to have person, the count of legal entities, the user count of the legal entities what I have in system. So I will just do this thing like a pivot. Come here, do as a pivot thing. Go to people scope. My bad. Just remove the styling. Go to the people scope. Just refine criteria. Go at his other filters. Okay. Columns I will take first as, we'll take it as a legal entity. There we have, like, see here we have those things. Legal entity. Now I will take it as a user ID. The second option. Well, I want to have a count of my user IDs. Okay, I've taken those two fields. Now what I will do, now just click on group by. So click on group by. Now we have aggregation there. Just click on which field you want to have aggregation. I want aggregation on employee ID, and then I want to have a distinct count. Now I just click on OK, and then you can see under the preview I want to enable distinct. Now click on preview. Now you can see that thing. Here we'll get legal entity, we get count of the employees as per legal entities. So here you can change anything. You want to take gender, you want to take like all those things what you want to have, like country, you want business unit and those things. You will get that pivot report, your values by default. So for example, if I have taken a gender here, just click here, columns. I will remove this thing. I'll take it as a take it as gender because we have less values there in gender. It will make more sense. Yeah. Then I click on this as a user ID. I click on done. Click on OK. Preview. So I don't know you can see here for male we have 300 values people there for male. For female we have 191 and for others blank coming 98. So in this way you can do quick VLOOKUP time in the pivot side, because if you go to canvas and story you need to have a process for that. But in table it's very quick, So this is the way why I wish you can make a pivot of this thing. We can do the aggregation of the values. Same thing you can apply for your like RSM reporting. You want to see how many applicants are there with how many stages, that application audit trail and those things. You want to see diversity in the your of the applicants. So there what you can do, you can take applicants ID there and taken as the count, and then you can as a dimension you can take it as application status audit trail, sorry, application status category, application status, or diversity or ethnicity and so on. So you can use that thing. But here you can only take one domain, one measure, and one the dimension. So if you want to build the report multiple measure and dimensions, so in that case we go to story or canvas. Most probably story is the more easiest one to build that thing as compared to story, as compared to canvas. So without guys, any doubt, any concern here, anything not able to understood or something? It's pretty simple thing, it's not that difficult.
Akash, can you
Yeah.
show us once again the pivot
Yeah,
option?
yeah. I'll showcase what you want. So what you will do, just take the fields what you want to have as a as a requirement. So for, as a EC will take it as a user ID only because it's a unique and primary key. And for gender will take as dimension. So I want to see what is gender count of my people there. So what I will do, you can just so I just came here and done taking the two fields. First is the user ID, and then this is my measure, this is my dimension. So for example, you want to have a count of gender. So for example, you want to count of department, division, and all those things. Just come and change that particular dimension on which you want to see the data of in the report, put of the in the report. So in that case, for this case, I have just taken the gender as the information. So click on gender and just click on done. So just go back, rearrange the columns, make gender as above. So that yeah. Now click on OK. Now doing this thing, we just click on group by. In group by we have option on which value we want to have aggregation. So just go back and apply the employee ID, and then you're going to apply as a distinct count here, and then I'm going to click on OK. Once you've done this activity, then the report has been done. Just click on preview, then you will get the data here. See, for male we have 300 people, for female 191, for blank it's 98. So by default it will do the segregation for you.
Thank you, Akash.
Yeah. So this is the way by which you can build a pivot in a very quick and way in table reports. So you can use this option for various models also, like recruitment and those things. So yeah, this is logic to build that thing. Yeah, I'll just save this report and keep it as pivot so that yeah. Yeah, so with this, we have completed the cross-domain reporting and the pivot one in table reports. So tomorrow we are going to discuss the last report we have, that is multi-domain reporting. And if time permit, we'll give you the overview of Canvas reports. And then next week onwards, we will start with the Canvas reports. So in Canvas reports, for the next entire week, we will spend on Canvas reporting week or next 2 days after this second week of first week of Feb, and then we will start with the story reporting. So, guys, any doubt, any question? The forum is again open for Q&A. Anything need to discuss or addressed till what we have learned?